3416, welcome to Module 4. We are more than halfway done with our summer semester, and we are moving at a rapid clip towards the end of this course and the end of the internet, by which I mean the internet of the now. What we're going to do this week is start looking at digital technology, and specifically, we're looking at the early internet. We're looking at that through early social media, early HTML, and even early web video. That makes a sort of natural bridge from film in Module 3 to the internet now in Module 4. So this is a relatively intensive week, just because we're coming off of the midterm. I want to get you while you're still fresh. Things get a little wound down in Module 5 and Module 6 because, of course, you've got that final project. So we've got one last big, really huge push week, which is this week, Module 4. And you've got a lot of content, but most of your work is quiz work. So hopefully that balances out and shouldn't be too much of an impediment on your time. As a reminder, on any given week, I'm asking you for 15 to 20 hours. Normally, I personally, the work I assign, I don't think takes up that much time. It's just that in order to get the midterm and the final done, you've got to put in that time on your own. This week, Module 4, I am going to take up a little bit more time just with the assignments. So you've got 5 distinct segments of reading notes. You've got one on online video, one on writing internet video, one on Web 1.0, one on the beginnings of social media, and one on writing for film. And it is my hope that the writing segments, in this case, writing internet video and writing film, are of direct applicable use to you as hopefully someday internet writers of some sort or another, or new media writers. I know 1 or 2 of you have expressed interest in producing filmic writing, and it's your time to shine. This is definitely the module in which to do that. Your minor project for the week is called Film Options, and you do have some choices here. You've got a lot of different ways that you could deliver this one. You can make your own movie. That's a 30 to 60 second mini movie. That's probably the hardest one. And it's entirely up to you. If I had to pick which of these would be the easiest, because the other options are to write a film review, a treatment, or a screenplay, I kind of feel like, and my feeling on this changes from minute to minute, I kind of feel like the review would be the easiest, followed by the treatment, the screenplay, and then the short movie. I don't know, though. You've got to do what works for you. You've got to do what's going to energize you and the project you want to complete, and just whatever you think is going to be most useful to you going forward. So you've got options. This will be graded pretty generously. I want you to explore and experiment with the format and just get into it. Have some fun. Not going to hold you to too terribly high of a standard because I just want you to dip your toes in to this sort of writing. Your quizzes are going to cover the discussion notes. As usual, we've got some web writing content, and we've got some content on new media. You've also got a 10-point quiz on Jean-Francois Lyotard's The Postmodern Condition. And as I said in my notes at the end of Module 3, it's not as hard as Benjamin, but it's not as fun as McLuhan either. Speaking of, just time out, McLuhan. Great, right? I mean, like, that was a useful and interesting book that you're all going to probably cite a lot in your final projects, if I'm not mistaken. It's fun, it's energetic, and briefly, we get these little glimpses of what scholarship can be that's not necessarily just a MLA formatted or APA formatted article in a journal. So every once in a while, somebody like McLuhan comes out and says, like, hey, what if we put this together in such a way that was explosive and accessible and not just interesting to scholars, but also interesting to lay people? And then we go right back to publishing in journals like that never happened. But I digress, as I so often do. McLuhan, interesting. Lyotard is also interesting. Lyotard is really talking about not just what it means to communicate digitally, but he's also going to talk about the bigger picture, about how cultures use this, how cultures are defined by this, He's going to talk about informatic technology as a tool of commerce, as a tool of war. Altogether, it's not too terribly long of a piece, but it is our big grindy read for the week, and everything else should be very quick and very accessible by comparison. So, excuse me, if I looked at a normal week where I request 15 to 20 hours of your time out of that week, and normally I probably take up something like 8 and leaving you with 12 to do your own independent work. This time I'm probably taking something like a little closer to 10 by the time you've read everything, by the time you've done all the work. But that is in exchange for backing off significantly in Modules 5 and Module 6, when you should have more time to focus on your work, to focus on that final project, and not as much time needed to complete your quizzes and your discussions and so on. So last thing, and I know you've seen this in discussions, and some of you got the announcement. I did send out a couple of grade assessment notices last week, and I just want to reiterate that if you got one, you're not in trouble. It's still entirely possible to pass this class, even pass this class with a good grade, even get a B in this class if you are having a hard time at midterm. So I sent all those out. Please note, there's no disciplinary action. This isn't like, nobody's mad or anything like that. I just want to reiterate my commitment to making sure you succeed. Success in this class is being measured by demonstrating some understanding of new media principles and theory, and also your ability to execute web writing. That's ultimately what we're after. I am here to help you do that, and as always, you can reach me by email, vmalish@fiu.edu. So that's a overview of Module 4. If you have any questions, you know how to contact me. If you haven't, just sort of a last note, if you are a little behind on your midterm, just as a reminder, the tardiness penalty increases as time goes on. It's obviously better to get it in on time, or if it is going to be late, then a little bit late as opposed to really late. If you're having a hard time completing it, contact me immediately. I am here to help. So again, that was the overview of Module 4. A lot of reading. We are moving rapidly into the digital era, into the 21st century, and evaluating all the affordances and limitations. You've got Lyotard's postmodern condition. That's going to be the big one. I would probably go for that first, and just while you're still fresh this week and you've got that kind of energy, and then everything else should be relatively simple and easy to complete. That's it. If you have questions, you know how to contact me, and I will talk to you soon.